ng sir.
There are two things we can do. One is npm build. Okay. What will happen? It will build the project and create a port for you. Did you mean this npm run build? Okay, script. No, leave it.
ng build.
ng serve hyphen open. Okay. I'll tell you what is the purpose of ng serve hyphen open. Why it is unknown command?
Spelling is mistake. Sir. R is there.
A was not good. Starting itself. Yeah, now it is building. See, you got the browser? Say yes or no?
Yes.
It automatically open in the browser, right? Everybody. Now,
Yes.
this is the application is running in your local. Okay. For that, what this ng serve will do is it will build the project. Okay, it will build the project, generate the files. Okay, and then it will try to create the local host on your browser with the port number 4200. And that port number, this application will be executed. Do you all agree with this? Say yes or no? Everybody
Yes.
clear? Everybody clear or not? Say yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, so the next topic is I want to set this as a default browser. So what I need to do, I go, how to set the default browser is Chrome. I forgot it. Okay, anyway, I will do that later point of time. I don't have a time. So the point here is, if you go here, you will have an app module, app project, which has a component and module. Everybody say yes or no?
Yes.
The
App
here,
module.
whenever you make a request, that request will first hit here. Okay, saying that, no, before that, I need to do few things. I forgot. This is new laptop for me. Hold on a second. View. Appearance.
File and settings.
No, it should be in appearance. I forgot the name, which one I need to select.
Can you check file in file menu? I think.
Come again?
File menu.
Ah, okay, setting preference.
Yes.
Basically, here you have font. Okay, the font you say Verdana, and here you say 20. But it is not making bold. Now, this is okay for you, right? You understand, right, everyone? Say yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
This is somewhat okay, right?
Mhm.
Arjit, Vinay, everybody.
Yes.
See, the point here is this is my platform browser module. Whenever an application makes a request, this is the first place where application will hit. How you have program.cs file in .NET, Java, the same way in Angular, you have main.ts file. It's similar to your main
Mhm.
method. You all understand what is the purpose of main method? Can anyone tell me what is the purpose of main method? In any programming language, what is the purpose of main method?
Entry point of the application.
So entry point
Yes.
Any application, the entry point is main method. Am I right?
main method.
Yes, correct.
Mhm.
So without an entry point, will you able to proceed further?
No.
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 No, right? So here, as part of Angular, entry point is main.ts, in which this is the bootstrap module. And this bootstrap module internally call a app module. Are you see this?
Mhm.
Yes.
There is an app module declared from app.app module. All right.
Mhm.
Yes.
So this app module will be this one, app.module.ts file. Understand?
Mhm.
In this app module, I will explain everything. These are all declarations, declaratives, okay? I will explain each and everything manually how to do it. But whenever the module is being called, this module will have declaration of components. And this is coming from the packages, node modules. And this is coming from the providers. And this is coming from the bootstrap. When I say bootstrap, that is the startup component. When I say bootstrap as a startup component. Clear my point? Everybody clear with this?
Clear.
Say yes or no. So
Yes,
what
Yes.
is
yes.
your startup component here?
Sorry for the disturbance.
Bootstrap.
So this is the first class for Angular session.
This is second class.
Okay, sir.
This is second class. We created a project and we are trying to explain the project in detail. Okay.
Okay.
Hello.
Yeah, okay,
Dish.
sir. Okay, sir. I hear. Okay.
Okay. So this is your app component and that component will be here. You see there is a component HTML, CSS, TS file. Here you have a app component class with the title Angular example. Am I right or wrong? So in the HTML, you see there is a lot of code I am removing. Listen carefully. I am removing entire code. Now, if you go back to the view browser, nothing will happen. Go here, go to terminal. Okay. Close the PowerShell. I say a command. Just go here, new terminal. ng serve open. H1 parent. Why it is not listening?
File are not saved, sir.
Okay, go here, auto save. Now you got the parent, ma? Say yes or no. See, what happened is you need to go to file. You see there is an auto save checkbox. If you remove, if you make any change here, listen carefully, anchor, or you can say H2, general, something like that. Now you see the changes will not reflect in the UI. How to set as default, man? Can anyone tell me how to set as a default browser? Profiles, right? Vinay, you know anything?
Default browser, we can
This
fit
is
in.
settings.
Some settings we can do it.
Yeah, that's what I'm going. Settings. Mm,
From there.
personalization. Do one thing. Let's go here.
Settings
Select
apps. Yeah.
default browser. Navigate to settings. Default.
Settings apps, default apps. Yeah.
Yeah. Settings. You have default apps. What is that?
Apps.
You don't have apps, right?
You can search web browser in settings. So
Click on apps. Click on apps.
apps and feature. Yeah.
Choose default. Here you can.
Back.
Default apps.
This is the default apps in left side.
Yeah, good. Right.
Okay.
Mhm.
Something when you are doing first time, you have to set all these things. In my own laptop, it will not. Everything will be set default. Now here you have to say ng serve open. You got the parent in Chrome browser. Now the Chrome browser is open. Say everybody. Say yes or no. Please unmute everybody and talk. This is most important topic going forward. I want everybody should be more focused. Kishore, Dishma, everyone. Can you right click, go to inspect. You see there is a network. Okay, if I refresh, you see all the files are downloading from the server.
Yes.
Yes or no? All the files are
Yes, yes.
downloaded from the server or
Yes.
happening here only.
Yes.
All
All files.
Whether the logic is going to build here only. In the console, if you see in the network, you see your logic will be, the entire project source code will be downloaded in your browser. Here only your code will be executed. That is why it is a client-side application server. You deploy application in server, but the execution happen in your client browser or execution happen in your web server.
Client browsers.
inside browser.
Where it is happening?
Client browsers.
I'll tell you, MS Paint. You have a web server here. Listen carefully, everybody. You have a web server here. Okay. And you deployed Angular application here. Okay. Name eStore. Okay. Name eStore. This is your Angular app. What app? Angular app. Okay. Now, when client make a request, okay, he is making a request. Client is making a request with the help of which application? Client is making a request with the help of which application?
Browser.
Web app.
Come again?
Web application.
Angular
Sorry, it's
application.
browser. So
It's a
from
browser.
browser,
Browser. Any browser.
Yes.
Any browser makes a request. What will happen if it is an Angular application? Whenever you make a request, the request will come here, download the file into the browser. What it is doing? Download corresponding files in the browser. That is the first step. Second step, from the browser, actual execution or processing will happen. Understand my point? Everybody clear?
Yes.
Say yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
So, if you are installing Angular application, if you are deploying Angular application in any web server, the execution of that particular stuff will happen in your browser. How do I prove that? How do I prove that? I need to prove you, right? So, if you go here, you see there is a main.ts. I'm putting a breakpoint here and refresh. Where the execution start?
From the sixth point
In your server or outside?
in browser.
In the
Browser.
browser. So how to execute that? You see here, step over function 10, step over. Now where it is coming? Where it is coming?
Routing.
No, app routing. And then where it is coming?
App module.
App module.
App module. And then where it is coming?
App component.
Come again? You need to
App
speak.
component.
App component. This app component will internally call a parent component. That parent component will be executed and display the results. Understand my point?
Yes.
Do you all understand how the Angular is working? Swaroop, Kamlesh, Vinay, Saha, Sindhu, Rajni, Mayuri. Everybody unmute, please.
Yes.
Grishma, Kishore
Yes, sir.
Patil.
Yes.
Do you all understand, right?
Yes.
The point here is you make a request. Whenever you make a request in this browser, the Angular will be executed. Because why Angular is executing in the browser? Because what type of programming language it is? Because what type of programming language we are saying Angular?
Client based.
JavaScript.
TypeScript.
What type of language, ma, we are talking?
Client based.
JavaScript.
TypeScript.
This is coming, I don't know. Okay, let me have a new folder. Okay, here you have. This is 10 p.m. class. Okay, let me create a new notepad.
And disable batch types.
In Angular, what type of programming language will support? First question.
TypeScript.
What
Java.
programming
TypeScript.
language will support?
TypeScript.
First one is TypeScript.
TypeScript.
What is TypeScript? Super set of
JavaScript.
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 Here in TypeScript, everything treated as a class and variable. Everything will be treated as a, in TypeScript, everything will be treated as class. Am I right? Am I right? We already
Yes.
discussed. You
Yeah,
see
yeah.
here, app.component.cs. It is a class or not?
Yeah.
Is it a class or not?
Yes.
If you look into the app.module.ts, is it a class or not? App module is a class
Yeah.
or not? If you look into the main.ts, the main.ts will calling an app module class for creating an object. Say yes or no?
Yes.
It is created in. And then you need to have one more question. Sir, if it is a class, who will create object for you? You are not creating an object, right? Are you creating an object?
No.
No.
In .NET, you usually create an object, right?
Yes.
Yes.
And then you will access the properties and methods, right?
Hmm.
But in Angular, what will happen while running the project by default, while running a project, by default, object will be created. Object will be created for a class. So that the creation of object in Angular, will be called as IOC. What is IOC?
Inversion of control.
Inversion of
Control.
control. Understand my point? So Angular purely work on top of IOC. Am I right? My statement is right, everybody? Please. My statement is right or wrong?
What is IOC, sir?
Inversion of control. By default, Angular will collect all the classes, try to create object on its own. If Angular collects classes on its own, we will call that as a IOC, inversion of control.
Okay.
Clear, Mayuri?
I have some doubt. So suppose in a browser when the application is being done, all the files of Angular is being downloaded. So you mean that 100 classes are there, so 100 objects will be created. So that won't be a load on browser.
See, for that, you will have a standalone component and standalone stuff. See, Angular is basically a component based. I'm coming that point. Okay. It will not load all the things and everything at a one shot. Only the required component related classes will be loaded for each and every request. Subhajit Saha.
Okay, but how does that goes if we are calling it into the main.ts, then how it is being called?
See, main.ts, I called a module file, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. Say yes or no.
Yes.
This module file will have 4 properties as a ng module decorator. Okay, ng module is a decorator. I'll talk that one later point of time. Don't worry about it. In that, you are declaring each and every component, and then you are also declaring the ng module components, and you are also declaring the bootstrap component. Now, as per this one, which one will it has to create object first? App component alone, right?
Yeah.
It will not create the other one. Am I right?
Yeah,
Yes.
correct.
So that app component object will call the app component.ts file. Do you agree with me?
Yes.
This file will internally call the HTML of component. This HTML will be get rendered. Am I right? Say yes or no. Say yes or no.
Yes.
So if you done that, the initial request, it will be there. Always everything, every functionality will be treated as a component here. I will try to create different components here and I will explain in the tomorrow's session. Don't worry about it, Saha. Okay?
Sure, this is my first lecture, so I'm not on
No
this
problem.
angle.
No problem. No problem. No problem. You can go through my videos also. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Yeah, Vinay, you are asking something.
Yeah, my problem is the same. Like I'm not able to follow completely. So
Come again?
because I'm not able to follow completely because it's my first class, right? So I'm
No,
missing some
this is the
points.
first class of the project.
Okay.
This is the very first class. I'm talking about the starting point of the project.
Mm-hmm.
You understand my point? See,
Okay. Yeah.
what I'm saying here, I deployed a project of Angular in the web server, right?
Yes.
When you make a request, basically the request will be processed in a web server or in the browser client. Where
In
your
the
request
browser.
will be processed. Basically in any web
Mm.
application.
In the browser.
In the
In the
Browser.
server.
in the server.
In the server.
That server will generate a response as an HTML. That HTML will be sent it to the client browser, right?
Yeah.
But here, vice versa. In Angular, what will happen? You will deploy the application for accessibility of browser. But the files will be downloaded in the browser under the network tab. It will execute in the browser itself. You got the point?
Okay. Yes.
So that is the reason people are using. See, it's similar to like this. You write an HTML page, you write a logic on JavaScript. Where the JavaScript will be executed? Is it a browser-based language or it is a application server-based language?
Browser.
JavaScript is a browser-based language or a server-based language?
Browser-based language.
Browser-based language. So TypeScript also a browser-based language because it is an extension of JavaScript, right?
Yes.
That's my point. You understand now?
Sir,
Yeah.
Yeah, please. Someone is asking.
yes. Sir, in that situation, everything will be downloaded in the client side. So client side will be a response. So for the large application, performance will be degrades. It means the if application is very heavy, it means the million of record is coming.
Kamlesh,
So in
Kamlesh, you will not going to download everything in the network tab. You will only download the corresponding files needed for that particular request.
but project is very large. So in that situation, performance will be degraded, sir.
No, it will not degrade. I'll
So
tell
you
you.
mean to say it's an on-demand?
Can we use
right?
bundling and minification?
Come again?
So you mean to say that
Yeah,
it's an on-demand thing that the files are being downloaded in browser, correct?
Absolutely. It's on demand only. That's what I'm saying.
yeah, but if they are in, downloaded in bundle, it save the bandwidth and give the response very soon and minified the JS files also.
So yeah, basically, if you look into the performance wise, I will explain. See, if you go to the diagram, see, I'm going in very detail. I want you to understand before you have to write a logic on that. Okay. See, assume you make a request, you are downloading the file, processing in your place. Okay, this is for Angular. If it is .NET, you make a request, everything will be processed in the server. If there is 1,000 concurrent users are access processing the server, is it a load or is it a heavy load or it is a low load?
It is a heavy load, obviously.
It could be obviously a heavy load, but
Yes.
you are not executing the logic. You are just downloading the file from the server in your client browser. You are executing from your end. Is it a load or is it an unload?
It is
Every
unload.
individual call, downloading the corresponding file, executing from his end.
Yes.
What you needed, you are picking and you are executing, you are displaying in your browser. What Saha is required, he will go and pick his files, he will execute in his browser. So performance wise, writing .NET application is good or Angular application is good? Which one is good? You think about it.
But that depends, right?
It
I
is
think
Even
not
if
the
So
it
it
depends.
is
is,
You have to practically understand how you are saying
that,
it depends.
sir,
suppose if it is a banking application, so you won't be storing the sessions user cookies into the browser data, but it will be on the server. So in that .NET will be there. But if it is an Amazon-like app, then it will be on the browser end.
See, in banking application, nobody will go for Angular or React.
And that's what I'm telling. It
That's
will
what
be
I'm
on.
saying. See, forget about banking application.
sir,
Why
I
the
think the
React and see, there was no use case related to banking with respect to Angular or React. There was an use case with respect to Angular or React, most of the this domain, retail domain.
Related. Yeah.
Understand
I
my
think
point?
Sir, I think this is used for the small applications. If whenever like the complex application, like the multiple payment gateway is running, so this type of the for this type of the application, Angular is not suitable.
No,
I'm correct?
payment gateway in Angular e-commerce, you are having a payment gateways, right? How you say that payment gateway? See, payment gateway is a functionality you can call through API. Understand my point?
Yeah.
Payment gateway is exposing an API or not? PayPal is exposing API service.
Yes.
So from Angular, you pass the payment gateway with API. Kamlesh,
Yes.
Kamlesh, you have to think.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah.
forget about what type of application you are going to build. Mostly, this Angular or React-based application for making the user more comfortable on demand.
Yes.
Mostly for the, it will not used for banking and insurance, except everywhere this application
Yes.
can be used.
Yeah.
Hear my point?
Yes.
Because banking is a security threat.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
anything else?
actually,
Yeah, please go ahead.
yeah, actually, we need to, integrate the third-party payment services. Okay, because through the NPCI, National Payment Corporation of India, because we can't go without that, because some message formats defined by them we have to implement, and we can't implement by our own. We can do it, but a lot of things are required. So, directly, as you said, PayPal or other areas we can use.
See, that depends on the payment gateway what you are using. That is purely on a business standpoint. Okay. As an architect, as an 80 plus architect, I need to think about my business. I need to think about my security concerns. I need to think about my data, how much of volume of data I'm going to process, and what is my customers, whether
And
they want
switch level issues also we have to think about it. Switch.
what switch level users. I don't
How
understand.
here we have to request it actually from one to other banks and all. We can say it offers transactions, honors or offers transactions.
That depends here. That you can't say. That depends purely. Okay. Anybody else?
Yeah.
Anybody have any questions? Can I
Mm,
move forward?
yeah, I have one
Yeah.
question. So, how does your sessions data is being stored? Is it in the server or it's in the Angular will handle?
See, Angular is basically like your HTML.
Hmm.
Angular will consume data through API.
Okay.
The API is basically a Java-based API or .NET-based API. So your business rule engine will be in web server. Angular is just representing the data from the front end. Think in that way.
Mm, okay.
See, why microservice comes into picture? You never gone through my microservice architecture, right? So that is why you are getting a lot of questions. If you look into microservice architecture, your front end will be your Angular. Okay. Angular just make a request, give me the list of product. That Angular will give a request to the .NET service saying that .NET service will process, get the records from the database, pass it as a JSON value. That JSON value will be binded in the UI. On demand, the data will come to the UI. There was no flickering, there was no anything will happen by default in Angular. Got my
Okay.
point? So, Angular cannot hold the data.
So you mean to say every time I need to means pass the data from JSON means through APIs?
True. That is the reason Angular comes into picture. That is why people are using Angular.
Okay.
Yeah, sir. One
Basically, it
point
is
is here I want to add.
Please.
Yeah, actually, means I have seen a lot of websites and all requirements and all where as you said, we earlier learned about the basic core and all. Okay, and backend web dot web dot net
API.
web API, yeah, dot
Hmm.
net core web API and all. So in Java also there is Spring Boot web API
Microservice.
also. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Spring API, Spring.
But they are always using Angular in the front end because the MVC is, I think it is outdated, but MVC core is, I think, no one people are using that.
Listen, listen,
So
listen,
why
listen.
only people are going
Listen.
for Angular and React only?
No, 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 no. You are totally misconception. Okay, let me set a clarity on everybody in the call. MVC is basically a design pattern. Do you all agree with me?
Yes.
MVC is a design pattern where how I am going to split the logics in the web application while building. Okay, that is why MVC comes into picture. Now coming to the .NET or .NET Core, if you are using a .NET, it can only run on Windows application platform. Windows platform. It will not run on any other platform. If you are using .NET Core, I can run .NET Core on any platform because .NET Core has an internal server called kernel.
Yes, yeah, I know. Hello.
Yeah.
We can
Sir,
say the
in Unix
custom,
is
but
also
sir,
there.
my point is that okay, means we all know that it's a platform independent core,
Hmm.
but still people are not using not going for the MVC core for front end and all. They are always using Angular and React.
See, for UI, you definitely go for Angular because it is a more, nobody is ready to give you. See, let's take an example. I'll give you an example. If you go to IRCTC, will your browser get flickering or not till the data get loads? Kamlesh, Kishore,
Yeah, yeah.
It will
you
refresh
understand my
the page
point?
every time.
Your application will be come with the data along with the HTML from the server. Am I right, Kishore?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So it will take some time to process that request. There will be a flickering of browser where you can see the white screen on the browser. Kishore, please
Yeah,
unmute
yeah.
and talk. Whereas in Angular, irrespective of the data, your UI will be rendered. There is no flickering will happen. Let's take an example of Swiggy portal. Will the Swiggy portal has a flickering? Flipkart has a flickering until the data loads? No, right? It
No.
will give you the structure. Data will
Yeah.
run background and it automatically get downloaded, right? And it will be
Right.
displayed. So
Yeah.
nowadays, most of the customers don't want an application with the flickering. So that is the reason people are developing Angular or React. It's similar to your Facebook. Now, when you scroll down on the Facebooks, down, 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 what will happen?
The
The
content keep
structure will
loading.
not get
Yeah.
affected, but the data will
Yeah.
be get refreshed dynamically. Am I right?
Yes.
So that is the main concept of Angular or React.
Yeah, that was my point. But
And sir, another thing is also there that is very much popular for SPA model, single page application model, right?
See,
Angular is also
SPA,
SP.
see,
Mm.
Angular is also an SPA, React is also an SPA,
So an
even
SPA.
with .NET also we can create SPA based application. SPA is basically an application here. Don't worry about it. People will say SPA, SPA, but I don't believe SPA is the main future of Angular. There is something different. Angular is basically, okay,
Mm.
Angular or React. SPA, what will happen? I will explain that tomorrow. What is SPA? Why the people are
Mhm.
talking as an SPA?
One of the
Okay,
feature.
come again.
One of the feature is SPA, but it
It
is not
is.
the most important, but one of the
It
feature.
is. It is. It is one of the future, but it is not the
Mm.
important future. That's what I
Mhm.
can say. Okay. Anything else, ma? Vinay, Grishma,
No. No.
please ask
So,
questions. Others just
yeah,
listening.
sir, this is Arijit. One question I have, that is,
Hmm.
go to the project in app module.
1 second. Yes.
app module.ts.
Yes.
Not this one, sorry, main.ts.
Okay.
Here we are bootstrap module, the app module we are invoking. So,
Yes.
so I would like to know about the what is bootstrap module here. It is a function.
Can you
And
read
what?
this? Can you read the below sentence?
Yeah. Compiler option, array bootstrap.
No. Create an instance of
An
ng
instance
module
of
for
a-
the given platform.
Hmm.
Understand?
Okay. Oh, this is the functionality of the bootstrap module, right? This function.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Bootstrap mod as a browser platform, I want to load the files into my Angular. For that, I'm going to inject my app module. Clear my
Mhm.
point? This
Mhm.
injection will try to create object with the help of Bootstrap module.
Okay.
You got the point? So after creating an object, can I able to access app module.ts file? Say sir. Can I
Yes.
able to access app module.ts file? Lavanya, Rajini, Sindhu. I think you guys are very silent. What happened? You always be active. I don't know why you guys are not active today. Is it confusing?
Very new.
Yeah.
So
You
where you are
guys are
getting?
discussing, we are just listening what you are going up to.
Okay. No, where you are confusing? Convey me where you are confusing, guys. Vinay,
Actually, you are discussing about the folder structure and other project life cycle like that.
but you
You are,
hijacked me.
you are
But
asking some question.
you are hijacked me, right? Just kidding. No
Ah,
problem. We'll discuss this tomorrow by detail. Don't worry.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Project
Mhm.
structures and folder level we need to discuss.
Come again.
Yeah, project and with the file level we need to discuss. So tomorrow we'll be discuss one by one. I think this will be better.
No,
for the
tomorrow
students.
I'm going to create a diagram. I will explain the flow, how the
Yes.
request will come. Similar to our MVC, we have a diagram, right?
Yes.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Same way we need to create a diagram so that everybody can easily understand. Okay. That is my next tomorrow's topic. Clear?
So
Yeah, sure.
here, one question.
Yeah, please.
So you said the app component will be invoked
Yes.
after invoking the app module.
Hmm.
But the thing is that there one page is there I can see that is index.html.
Okay.
So it is the entry point.
This is the entry point. I'll come there.
Okay.
This is the page it will load.
Okay.
I'll come here. Don't worry.
Mhm. Okay. Tomorrow will be there. Okay.
Anything else?
No, it's fine.
Vinay,
Mhm.
Tishma,
No.
Kishore, Rajni.
Background not.
No, sir.
Come again. Saha, Mayuri.
Good, sir.
Come again.
No question, sir.
Fine. Thank
Hmm.
you. Okay, guys. We'll meet at 9 tomorrow. Not tomorrow. Tomorrow is an holiday because of the May 1st. So we'll meet on 2nd, and then from next week 5th onwards, the regular sessions will be started. Don't worry about it. Okay.
Okay, sure.
Okay. Thank you.
Fine. Thank you, guys. Have a
Yeah.
great day.
Yeah.
Those who are interested, you
Thank
can
you.
join at 10 p.m. .NET. I think Vinay,
Yeah.
Sindhu will join, right? Others can also join. Kishore Patil, Kamlesh and all, you guys can join on 10 p.m. batch, right? So you can join there. Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you. Thank you.